Let's get ready to rumble! Let's get ready to rumble!
There you go. Good morning, folks. DJ Wonder Chrissy. This is Migrant Mayhem, and this is Land Cruiser Midwest. And we're here with the Sound Master, the Sound Machine. And it's Friday, March 8th, and it's a screaming day. Yes, a screaming day, folks. Let's get going with the news. I'm gonna show you. Oh, let's see here. We'll get this. Alrighty, where's it at? It's not there. Come on. Alright, let's see if we can get that now. Nope. There you go. Alright, let's look at it. NBC Chicago report. They're preparing the city for the 60-day limit, which is coming up March 16th, which is next Saturday? I think so. They're going to start pushing out the migrants, and they got some numbers. They're not very good numbers for when it comes to the migrant. Not a lot of them got permits or even are eligible for permits. Brandon's kind of saying, we don't know. We don't know if we're going to push them out or not. We're compassionate. Yeah. So we don't know what he's going to do. The buses, we haven't been getting many buses that I'm aware of, new buses here in Chicago. So they currently have 23 shelters that they're operating, and I don't know how many of these people have they've shipped out of town. They're paying for bus and train tickets out of town if you really want them. And they also show it's kind of sad, but they're seeing like a threefold increase downtown where people are selling candies and chips and stuff on the sidewalks with their with their kids to try to scrape together some money for whatever it is they need. So let's look at this report from NBC Chicago.
Investigates Chicago's migrant crisis. By the end of next week, thousands of asylum seekers will be forced to leave the city's shelters under the new 60-day limit policy. Investigative reporter Bennett Haberly is here with the challenges ahead for these migrants, but also, Bennett, for city leaders.
Oh, that's right, Stephan. It will mean increased pressure on the city, faith organizations, and migrants themselves to find a place to stay. We asked Mayor Brandon Johnson about that deadline this week. His answers came only after we pressed him several times.
Totally transparent, isn't he?
Mayor Brandon Johnson on stage this week.
Every single young person, I want you to apply today.
To promote a summer jobs program, initially sidestepped questions about if the city would want...
Brandon's idea is to give all the criminals summer jobs, or maybe just the money that goes along with the job, so they don't have any time to cause commotion. They're more interested in spending their money. That's how Brandon thinks crime should be solved.
Once again, postpone the impending deadline for migrants to leave the shelter.
It's called a political payoff.
back. Are you prepared to do that again?
We're compassionate people. I mean, I got you.
Or just
I know,
maybe
I
yes
got
or
you.
no?
Don't say that to him.
No, it's okay. But is it okay if I say that we are compassionate people, though? Do I have your permission to say that?
Mayor, it does. It just doesn't.
Okay,
answer the
okay.
question.
So it's not okay that I let people know that Chicago's compassionate? And let me just say it, though, okay? Thank you.
Say what you want, dude. Say what you want. Just spit it out.
We are compassionate people. And so we're doing everything in our power to demonstrate compassion. Now, as far as whether or not we will extend deadlines, we haven't gotten to that point. All right?
The mayor's spokesman later confirmed that the first wave of migrants will be asked to leave
Here's where we start getting into some of the ugly numbers.
starting on March 16th. Those reaching their 60-day limit will have the opportunity to re-enter the shelter system. But Johnson told reporters the city's main goal is to resettle as many people as possible. Are you guys seeing the demand for this ramp up as we approach this deadline?
Yeah, absolutely.
Charlotte Long works with the Sanctuary Working Group.
This is the lady that's in charge of trying to find homes for these people, and it's not going real well.
A grassroots organization helping a small number of migrant families find housing, and with the help of grant funding, is paying their rent. The resources are finite. Charlotte says,
Did you catch that? Grant funding. Grant funding. That's how government pays for things without having to have it voted on. They just give a grant out. So let's listen to that again. So Chicago just gives these people money, and they kind of put it under the rug, and it was a grant that was given.
Absolutely.
as we approach this deadline?
Yeah, absolutely.
Charlotte Long works with the Sanctuary Working Group, a grassroots organization helping a small number of migrant families find housing, and with the help of grant funding, is paying their rent. The resources are finite. Charlotte says finding landlords willing to take on migrants who are eager to work but have no steady income is challenging.
Yeah, would you, if you were a landlord, would you take on a bunch of illegals who don't really have a steady job, steady income, or an emergency fund to pay for their apartment? I don't think so. I don't think I'd want to deal with that. Rather let my property sit there empty.
You worry that people will end up on the street.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You already see the amount of migrants I see selling candy has tripled in the last few months. Children selling candy, because literally the family doesn't have any other option.
This family we met outside Union Station told NBC5 investigates they were flown here from Texas months ago. They don't have work permits and are currently renting a room for $600 a month.
I see their faces when I'm sleeping. I think about their names all the time. If I'm driving around the neighborhood and I see a for rent sign, I call it immediately because I can't.
So according to this lady, the crisis is going to transpose into a nightmare. It's going to be a nightmare come next week, potentially. We'll be here to report on it, so we'll find out for sure.
Stop thinking about housing and shelter. I can't stop thinking about where are they going to stay.
The city, as of late January, roughly 1,000 migrants had obtained work permits. Of the 14,000 that were in shelter at the peak of winter, only 7,500 were eligible.
Listen to that one again. Only half of them are eligible for assistance.
Stop thinking about where are they going to stay.
According to the city, as of late January, roughly 1,000 migrants had obtained work permits. Of the 14,000 that were in shelter at the peak of winter, only 7,500 were eligible for state-funded rental assistance. Charlotte's worry is that as the migrant population decreases in city shelters, another one could increase: the number of Chicago's homeless. We asked the city 3 times for updated figures on how many people could be impacted. They tell us those numbers still being tabulated. The state of Illinois, by the way, has spent $45 million helping at least 5,000 families resettle, and another $1 million on what it calls out-migration, paying for plane, train, and bus tickets for migrants who end up not staying in Illinois. Stefan?
You think about these people, the uncertainty, trying to figure out what they're going to do.
It is a lot. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. We appreciate your reporting.
So there you have it. There's the update on Chicago. Let's look at this ABC News video about
What's your credit card debt balance? If it's
the toll for migrants, the human toll for migrants, as our buddy Brandon Joe Bergen went to the border. So let's listen to this a little bit. And yeah, I have a relative that works at a very upscale grocery store in Northbrook, Illinois, and he mentioned that potentially they've hired some migrants there because he's seen the arrival of several Hispanic women to work in the kitchens that don't speak English. So they are starting to, branch out into the suburbs, and there's some employers that are going to take advantage of the situation and get some real low-priced labor for their businesses. It's going to happen, folks. You're going to see them show up in your neighborhood selling candy like they were down there at the train station. So, and that guy didn't speak English. He could barely tell you what the hell he was selling. So let's watch this ABC News video and see what they have to say.
Two main points today. Trump focused on law and order, and Biden focused on policy. But what about the people on both sides of the border caught in the crosshairs? Our Maria Villarreal spoke to a woman who's at the front lines of this humanitarian crisis, and a deputy who is sounding the alarm about the need for resolution regardless of political affiliation.
Cameras trained on President Biden and former President Trump as they visit the Texas southern border, highlighting their own stances on record unauthorized border crossings. But it's the faces of these thousands crammed together, mothers, children, and families here in Eagle Pass, where NGOs are scrambling to provide care. Migrants left in the elements and in limbo, unsure of their future, driven by hope for the American dream.
If they expected anything else, they shouldn't have come. If you wanted surety and everything, you should stay at home. You came into a huge black hole. You don't know what you're going to get, what you're not going to get. Welcome to the United States. Welcome to America, folks. Get ready to work hard. Get ready to work hard. Nothing comes free in America. Nothing comes free in America except for the stuff you've gotten so far. And that gravy train is going to end.
I think NGOs are deeply afraid in Texas.
Before this effort here,
Texas Governor Greg Abbott sued Annunciation House, a Catholic-led NGO accusing it of human smuggling by providing information on how to apply for asylum, demanding the NGO hand over the identities of migrants.
NGO, non-government organization, they get paid from the government to do the things the government can say, we didn't do that. We didn't do that. So the NGOs do all the dirty work of the government so the government can claim they didn't do it. That's how that works, folks.
It's helped. The organization countersuing on the legality of releasing those records. That hardline stance from the Republican governor worries Carrie Talbot.
Honestly, I think it's a political stunt. The state should not be interfering with faith-based charities or other charities that are just trying to help people with food and shelter. Border communities would be in deep trouble without the help of these NGOs. They're just trying to fill the gap here and provide the services that the federal government or state government should be providing.
Help Maverick County, which includes Eagle Pass, desperately needs.
yeah, we're very limited in manpower and resources.
The sheriff, a native of Eagle Pass, has been at the job for over a decade.
We've been almost 3 years now with this problem here. Never have I seen this before. I used to work with the Border Patrol. I retired from Border Patrol. Never did I see this in this area.
Now up for re-election on the Democratic ticket, he says without any added deputies to help, he's struggling to take care of both residents and migrants.
We're doing two jobs. It's very difficult. It's very different for us. We give money. The government gives money, a lot of money to European countries, to other countries, and in our backyard, they're not giving anything. They solve the issue because when you have those immigrants coming like this, it's out of control. It's very hard to control the criminal element.
We have a system that does need to be fixed. but Republicans don't want to fix it. It's simple as that. Democrats gave the Republicans an offer, not an offer that I would have chosen. We have got to come to a place in this country where politicians in Washington stop playing with people's lives and stop playing theater here at the border.
With no new laws or executive actions on the horizon, migrants caught in the middle of this border battle, and law enforcement too.
Congress or the Republicans and Democrats cannot sit together and come up with a solution, you know, and we see it as politics. We're doing the best we can, and we're doing the best we can. All the agencies here are very tremendous, doing a job that it's impossible, but they're working real good.
Immigration, such a polarizing issue. ABC's Maria Villarreal joins us now. Maria, how are people in Eagle Pass reacting to the visits today?
Communities from the Rio Grande Valley all the way up through Eagle Pass and El Paso. I mean, obviously, I think there was a sense of excitement, right? That not only did you have the president visiting down in the RGV, but then you also had the former president here in Eagle Pass. So, of course, that is exciting for people that live in these areas and don't get those kinds of visitors all that often. But there is still an underlying sense of frustration. Obviously, they know that their communities are a target right now. They are the immigration quote-unquote crisis, and that's very frustrating for them. They want answers. They are tired of being the political piñata where you are hit from one side, Republican or Democrat, hoping to get votes out of continuing to create this issue, make it bigger instead of compromising. So again, lots of excitement, but also a push.
Good looking news.
Come to the table and for voters to be heard in that we want compromise, Lindsay.
A political piñata, an apt analogy there. Maria Villarreal, our thanks to you.
So there you have it. That was the breaking news. Gotta throw this in there, folks. The breaking news, that's what we're known for. Breaking wind news, only here on Migrant Mayhem. DJ Wonder Chrissy, Land Cruiser Midwest. Like, share, and subscribe, folks. Help us with the algorithm if you would. Like, share, subscribe. We're done for today. It's Friday, March 8th. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And check back for more news. Check out all the videos on our channel. We got some great content, non-migrant content. We got some foodie stuff. Got some other things that we've done lately. Check out the shorts. We got some good shorts out there. Over and out, DJ Wonder Chris.